By 1911, the Mosaic Templars of America had grown prosperous enough to build a new headquarters building which occupied over half a city block on West 9th and Broadway Street in downtown Little Rock. The building was officially dedicated in 1913 by Tuskegee Institute President Booker T. Washington. Washington, a close friend and associate of John Bush, traveled from Tuskegee, Alabama to Little Rock to give a keynote address at the ceremonies. A crowd of 5,000 people gathered outside the Mosaic Templars building to greet him when he arrived. 2,000 people, both black and white, assembled in the third-floor auditorium to hear Washington. The Mosaic Templars of America building quickly became a vibrant center of African-American life in Little Rock. Not only did Templars hold their meetings and ceremonies in the auditorium, but the building hosted many conventions, lectures, concerts, plays, and in later years, motion picture shows.
Incidentally, the financial success of the Templars not only enabled them to kind of champion civil rights actions for their community, but it also enabled them to acquire considerable political power. John Bush became a member of Booker T. Washington's National Negro Business League and was a member of its executive council for many years. He was a close political associate of Booker T. Washington's, and during particularly President Theodore Roosevelt's administration, Booker T. Washington became basically TR's chief consultant on federal appointments in the southern states. And even a whisper of disapprobation from Booker T. Washington could kill a man's prospects for obtaining a federal judgeship or all kinds of, federal positions in the South.
I am John E. Bush IV. My great-grandfather was John E. Bush. My great-grandfather was written in all the accounts that I've read to be the right hand of Booker T., all the way to those who didn't like him to call the henchman of Booker T. And his political, and he spoke at the and was recognized for a speech that he gave at the National Negro Business League conventions, But he was always more of the approach of that of Booker T. Washington, that do it for self, put it together for self, rely on self. But he very early and deliberately made a choice as to which school he was in. And of course, the Mosaic Templars organization reflects that. The fact that the organization, and it's from its inception being put together as an organization by black people for black people, it reflected, it was born out of that necessity.
Fraternal organizations also provided a network for early human rights champions who set the stage for civil rights activism in Arkansas. For example, Scipio A. Jones, who served as the National Attorney General for the Mosaic Templars, was also a key litigator in many famous court battles of the early 1900s.
He challenged segregated petty juries, for example. He was forever filing lawsuits for this and that. He defended black defendants in large numbers. He was constantly trying to get the city officials and the county officials to treat prisoners more humanely.